wow, I can't believe we're in this really wonderful place of history and really can't believe we're being so respectful of this historic place. For context, this week me and my friend Emily went to York to experience an open-air pop-up Elizabethan theatre. They were showing 4 Shakespeare shows, Romeo and Juliet, Richard III, Macbeth and A Midsummer's Night's Dream. On the night after watching A Midsummer's Night's Dream, we were so in love with it that Emily and I both had to film on her camera and on my phone our immediate thoughts before they all went away because it was just so spectacular. I'll let Zoe and Emily describe it, but I got this t-shirt and not that you want to know, but I haven't taken it off in 3 days because why would I? Here's the video. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. I wasn't ready. What a shame.
Fold it. Okay. Hello and welcome to York. Hello. Hello there, planet Earth.
Stop coming with my brand.
This is Emily. Emily, tell them how you convinced me to come to York.
I don't know. The Shakespeare's Rose Theatre, York.
So it's a pop-up theatre,
basically, yeah.
in York,
it's a
in a
pop-up
car
theatre.
park.
It's only here for a few months, and I saw this on the Twitter. Saw it, and I just tweeted about it a lot and dropped hints and was like, "Who's gonna come with me? I
Really
need
subtle
someone
hints
to go with me. Just anyone." I was just tweeting into the void. I needed someone to go with me, and somehow I managed to convince this lovely human being here to come with me. I don't know how.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, they have me on Twitter notifications,
which is a mistake.
Firstly is a mistake because I tweet and retweet a load of shit.
But it's where I get my news, so I'm happy. But I'm not that into Shakespeare because I'm a dancer, not an actor. But I do love the stories themselves. I just struggle to understand it because I'm not as smart as some people. But I agreed to come because I thought it'd be an amazing experience, and we're only halfway through, and yes, it has been an amazing experience. And we're here today because living on a prayer.
Sorry.
So we're halfway through. We've seen Richard III, Macbeth and Midsummer's Night's Dream, and I wasn't going to talk about it. I wasn't even going to discuss it except for
I just filmed.
Yeah, we just filmed a little bit on Emily's, but Midsummer's Night's Dream was so spectacular that I couldn't not talk about it because it's just amazing. I need my emotions to be out in the world. So, first impressions, we looked at the photos of the rehearsal process and the show in the beautiful programme which covers all 4 shows. Wow. The fairies, we noticed this when looking at the cast as well, all the fairies were gender bent.
And it was amazing.
Which was perfect because I don't know who he played in Macbeth, but there was a character in Macbeth that played Titania in Midsummer's.
Yeah. And it was amazing.
Perfect for the role. Oh my god, I don't know if they decided that once. I don't know if they were like, yes, we're going to do a gender bend, or whether they were like, no, you must be Titania, or you must be Oberon, that kind of thing, and then decided to gender bend everything. But all the characters were perfect for their roles, and we ended up looking at the creatives casting, which turned out to be the best idea of our lives, because I noticed that one of the creatives' little bio thing said Macbeth and Midsummer's aerial choreographer.
Got a really weird close-up of my face.
Yeah. So we saw aerial choreographer, and this bean spotted this little hatch in the ceiling, and I was like, oh my god, there's going to be an aerial show. I was like having a heart attack, and I was like, no, it's a Shakespeare play. Why would there be aerial? I was wrong, and I admit that. And I'm glad to admit it, because oh my god, I almost had a heart attack when the fairy descended from the silks. The silks. So it's amazing. So what was your First impression of the play, like when you saw it, like when people walk on the stage, what were you like?
Okay, firstly,
Because it's your favourite play.
Okay, it's my favourite.
It's also my favourite play.
Firstly, the costumes. I want Oberon's outfit. I would wear it on the daily. She had like these really cool like legginy things that were like high-waisted and had like a cool pattern on them near the top, and then she had like a bodysuit on, and then later she also had like a kind of flowy top and like then they added capes and
I
stuff.
loved the transition between her character.
Yes, so
yeah,
and it's beautiful.
It's great. The transition, my favourite scene was the transition between I'm gonna say like it feels like it's the real world and then like the fairy realm. That's what it feels like. That transition is stunning because they literally, all they do, the silks drop down. They like clip some ropes to the stage and the fairies walk on. But it's such an elaborate like physical theatre experience with like climbing and like the fairies come on all in character and it's, oh my god, amazing. Everything about it is like the most perfect thing you've ever seen. It's so breathtaking. Can't handle it. I was like, this was the beginning of the play and I was like,
yeah, we knew we were in for a treat.
We were in for a dessert, not even a treat. We were in for a meal and a dessert, which is how
was it Macbeth?
Yes, the guy who played, we met the cast afterwards because we went round the back because we are theatre nerds. And they were lovely. We met the guy who played Macbeth and the dumb actor.
Yeah, the one that does the lion part, I've forgotten.
The lion actor. I think it was the joiner. Someone the joiner. Possibly. But he was lovely, and he just, because we said we'd seen Macbeth and Midsummer's today, and he was like, oh, so you had the meal and the dessert, and I was like, damn right we did. Yes. And I'm happy. But everything about the fairies, talk about our love, Cobweb and Puck. Maria.
So, Maria played Cobweb, who is one of the kind of like ensemble fairies. And she was just incredible. She did a lot of the silks. She just seemed like she lives.
I don't think she left the stage for more than 10 minutes, and I'm glad of it.
So like, even when it wasn't the fairy scene and it was like the scenes between the lovers, she was still on stage and she was kind of like observing everything. And she was just incredible to watch. Like she just owned the stage, and it was like her little playground.
Oh yes.
And she just had so much fun with it.
She drew your eye so often.
Yes.
And she wasn't the only fairy on stage often. All of the other fairies had their own individual like route, had their own individual style.
And so she was very kind of like playful, and I want to kind of climb this. There were people that would stick to the walls but like scale them and like push themselves up on the poles and stuff.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
But they was just so cool. It was like they were the forest and they were the fairies and they were the entire environment. And I can't, it's hard to express because when you're describing a visual experience,
you need to see it.
You need to see it. There's still tickets. You should go see it. Most of the time, you wanted to watch the ensemble or parts because they're all doing something different. They're all doing something creative. You don't have enough time to like flick your eyes around the stage to see all the amazing things they're doing. They use the ropes so well. The physical theatre in the show was perfection.
Beautiful.
At one point, the Maria goes
trademark.
Cobweb goes into splits on the silks, and they like spin her around. It's wonderful.
During the song as well.
Yeah, and there's like a little bit of musical interlude. We love the music. The music was such a good compliment to the movement.
Give the musicians all credit.
We met one of the musicians. He was the loveliest guy.
Literally the sweetest bean.
Look, wonderful. He told us about like their rehearsal process and how they use like improv with the actors to like combine music and movement. Oh, it's amazing. When you know that, once you've seen the show and you know that, you're like, yeah, that makes complete sense. That is perfect for this kind of show. Oh my god. So the music needs more recognition, and all the music was live, which made it even better. What was your like favourite moment?
do this to me.
You have to pick one. I know what mine is.
Let's do yours first.
Well, I know my top 3. Number 1, Titania getting hit in the face with his
own
thing, and then walking to hit his face. Everyone laughed. Titania started laughing. Bottom started laughing, and then he just walked forward and he was like, "There's more where that came from," and then continued, which I thought was hilarious.
I have one.
Yes.
The Players play, the show that they put on, just the entirety of it.
Yes.
Was done incredibly well. The Wall, especially, and the way that
can I just say that, because I obviously I haven't read the play. I'm going to read the play now. I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't know. I thought the actors were gonna. I thought they were just going to imply that the actors did the show. But no, they did the show.
That's what I love about it.
And while you're watching the play within the play, you forget that you've just seen Midsummer's. Obviously it's in Midsummer still, but you forget the entire plot because it's now, this is the play you're watching, which is basically, I felt, a rip-off of Romeo and Juliet, which was even funnier.
Basically. Shakespeare's just ripping off
talk,
his own plays.
Talk about the Wall.
So, as part of this play, they decide that someone has to physically portray the wall so that the audience understands that there's a wall
that
there.
There's a separation between the two lovers.
Yeah. So they're very naive and they think they have to mansplain everything to the audience. So they literally have someone dress up as the wall, and there's meant to be a hole through which they talk. So I've seen some productions, they literally do there's a hole. Yeah. So the way that they had this is they had a wall, and you could kind of see they could just poke a hole through it.
Yeah.
But instead of just being sensible, the character poked it quite low. Over his regional area. So
and front and back. So
it started at the front.
Yeah.
So he had it on one side.
Because you needed to go all the way through
he had
so
to
they can whisper.
do it. So he did it on one side. And then they have to whisper, which means getting very close. And basically there's a lot of sexual innuendos and comedy.
The male lead
has to
get on his knees and press his lips against the hole.
Where his regional area is. And then he spins around so that the
female
lead character,
who was played by a man,
as they would have done in Shakespearean times.
Yes, of course.
Also has to do the same. But then there's a bit where they both talk, and there's only one hole at the moment. He's just spinning round. So the guy gets a sword and he stabs it through the other side into the guy's butt.
Which was absolutely hilarious. Everyone was laughing through this entire play within a play. Mm-hmm. And this idiot whispers to me.
So yeah,
when the two
at this point, you've got the Wall and the two guys with
the Wall, who is played by a man, and then the two men with their lips against the holes.
Both of his regional areas. And I just lean over and I go, "I'll be in the middle."
And I was like, the song is ruined.
Can never listen to Dodie again.
No, I can't listen to Dodie again without thinking about the three-man sandwich. One of my other favourite moments is Puck coming into the audience.
Yes.
Definitely Puck coming into the audience. Mm-hmm. We were hoping that she would come near us, but she never did. Nope. She stole another man's hat, and I was like, "You can have my hat."
And then put someone's cardio on as a cape, and I was like,
yeah, exactly. we just really wanted to interact with them, which we got to do afterwards. That was, I was about to be my other favourite moment of the play was when we met the characters. Because I'm I love everything in the show was perfect. Mm-hmm. I want to come back and see it again. But meeting the cast afterwards, they were so lovely, so wonderful. We didn't want to impose because obviously when you're done with a show, it's long.
They need to get home.
Right now it's midnight. We're back at the hospital. Yeah. So it finished really late, and we're we understand we want to get home, but we also want to tell them how amazing they are. The guy, the Moon.
Yes. He was great.
He was wonderful when we met him because he is just so. I keep saying lovely,
also,
but they are.
In the show, he is so funny.
He's hilarious.
It's absolutely hilarious how they do the Moon.
When they cast the actors, and they were "You, sir, shall be the woman's mother," wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then it was "And I shall play the father," and he's just
It was so funny. He was
"Why?" And just sat back down.
So context, she's like reading out who's going to play each character.
Yeah.
And she firstly makes a guy play the female lead, and
Yeah.
he's not happy about it. And then she makes the guy that plays the moon
Who's got like a huge beard.
has a huge beard, also play like a mother.
Yeah.
And then
she, who is like quite feminine and quite like petite, is like, yep, I'm the dad.
And then he's like, what?
And then just sits back down.
Funny.
And that's really funny. It's just, everything is so funny. Everything Bottom does is so funny.
Mm-hmm.
And when the fairies imitate the other characters, like
Yes.
especially when at one point like Puck and one of the other fairies, and I think or Oberon, where they do that stepping thing, or was that another bit? Two characters do that stepping thing where they like are completely in sync.
I feel like it was Titania
And Bottom, or
one of the players that was also a fairy.
yeah, two characters or like several characters do this stepping sequence that is like so entertaining to watch. It's just so good. You know what? Go see the show.
Get tickets.
I'm emotional. Costumes,
If Zoe uploads
stunning.
this in time for you to
Music,
get tickets.
stunning. Characters, stunning. People, stunning. Set,
Everything.
stunning.
Stunning.
Oh. And we haven't talked much about the lovers because we're so enamoured with the physical theatre aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But the lovers themselves were
Incredible.
hilarious. I thought, I keep wanting to say Helena, but it's not Helena, it's the other one.
Oh, Hermia.
Hermia. I thought Hermia was hilarious. The way
Yeah.
she delivered her lines, great, amazing. Like, I loved it. Anything else we need to discuss?
Probably, because we can't sum it up in a video, but...
Yeah, and we're also, like, it's been a long day. They some of the characters complimented my eye makeup, which was nice.
Oh, yeah. They were like, you have fairy makeup.
I was like, yes, I do have fairy makeup. This is the day for fairy makeup. Said I haven't read the play, and stop. Watching Richard III and watching Macbeth, I was like, yeah, I think I should buy the plays now and like read them because I'll understand them better having seen them on stage. But especially with Midsummer's, seeing the play makes me think I'm completely confident that I can read the play and understand what's going on without No Fear Shakespeare. Because I was like, yeah, I can get No Fear Shakespeare and like understand and like compare, but I think being able to see it and then read it while visualizing the characters and the intent behind the words, so much easier to understand. So if you're struggling reading Shakespeare, I definitely recommend watching it and then like trying to read it again, kind of thing, because I think I'm definitely going to be able to do that now, and I'm going to go back and you can hold me to this. So that's all I have to say.
Oh, I swear, at this moment, you need everything. Think I dress my thoughts on the best, but you're dirty. Oh, come on.
We're at Dick Turpin's grave and she's in love with him.